Greetings, Helldivers! It's the first video of 2025, and with it, more Helldivers 2 content.
I put God all in my mouth, I had it in it. Go put 2 more lines and I finish. I say, better late than never, better late than never. Yo, better late than never, better late than never. Better late than never, better late than never. Yo, better late than never, better late than never.
Okay. Let's calm down. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Definitely getting ahead of ourselves. But, what are we gonna be doing today? Well, you see the title, you see the thumbnail. I'm gonna be giving builds, personal builds. I haven't looked up any other people's builds for the 3 factions in the game as of right now. There could be a 4th faction coming. I don't know. I haven't seen a 4th faction or things of the sorts. I mean, there's maybe some leaks, but so far the only enemies that I know are going to be more Illuminate, which are coming hopefully soon, because I'm getting tired of fighting the same 5 enemies now. Not saying that it's not fun. It's absolutely fun. I love this game. Everything it has to offer, fantastic. That's all I gotta say. But you know, I do want some enemy variety, because fighting the same 5 enemies is kind of getting a little bit boring. I won't lie. But yes, today we are gonna give builds. I am gonna give builds, not we. I mean, there's nobody else here but me, obviously. But I'm gonna be giving out builds for all 3 factions. So to my friends that are not sure what to bring for all 3 enemies, I got you covered. Don't worry. So without further ado, let's dive today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Join the Discord server down in the description below, and let's begin. For your Illuminate squandering, we'll put it, I would recommend bringing the following. Get a list, because this is gonna be a lot. I'm not lying. The 500 kg bomb, the strafing run, the heavy machine gun, and the Gatling sentry. The weapons you will be choosing are generally up to you. You can use anything you want, of course, but me, I always use the Adjudicator. It's my favorite rifle in the game, hands down. It's peak. Can't say otherwise. But in order to clear Illuminate warp ships easily, I recommend using the 500 kg bomb. It's quick, it's easy. If you stick it on top of the warp ship, you can immediately destroy it. Fantastic, absolute cinema. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the 500 kg ready, you can hit it with a strafing run, disable the shield, throw a grenade into the door, destroy the warp ship like that. Which is why I bring those 2 to easily dominate the warp ships. And well, the strafing runs speak for themselves. I mean, they're like one of the best Eagle stratagems in my opinion. I'm gonna throw in a fun fact. The strafing one was supposed to be very similar to the GAU 18 Avenger from our world. So but it didn't, because it makes the game lag. So remember that it could always be stronger than what it currently is, other than the airstrike and the 500 kg. So yeah. The reason for me including the heavy machine gun is not because of the Illuminate harvesters that, you know, are like one of the strongest enemies this game has to offer. It's mainly because large magazine, heavy armor penetrating, and you got a horde of voteless enemies and sometimes Illuminate overseers and the flying ones. You're gonna need something to take them down. The heavy machine gun is the right key to mowing things down and winning. Basically, it's one of the best machine guns the game has, and a lot of people don't look into it because they, I don't know, reasons, but it's overshadowed by the normal machine gun you get at the start of the game, which I understand. It's the one of the first stratagems you get. People are gonna use it, get attached to it, stuff like that. I get that. It's still a good weapon, the normal machine gun, but the heavy machine gun is literally it, but better. So, you know. Last up on the list, we have the Gatling sentry, possibly top 3 turret I'll put it at that. Very good for crowd control, medium armor pen, high fire rate, good damage. It just spits out bullets. If it had more ammo, it would be probably like an S tier a turret. It's just peak. I don't know what you want me to say. Literally one of the best turrets in the game, other than the autocannon, rocket, and mortar sentries. But you know, mortar sentry is a very big team killer, which is why you should only bring it on solo missions if you're doing solo missions, of course. But the Gatling Sentry is really good because it just clears out the vote list and leaves you some room to work. And that's very important, especially with the Illuminate. The other factions, you know, the bots and the bugs, it's not that bad. The Gatling Sentry isn't the best. I mean, it's good against the bugs, definitely. The bots, not so much. So the automatons are definitely some of the worst enemies Super Earth has ever had to face. Responsible for 20 million deaths on Malevolon Creek and all the other places that they have brought their tyranny to. I remember the creek like it was yesterday. But the automatons are heavily armored. These guys are constructs of hate, basically. They just mean death and nothing other than it. And, you know, that's exactly why they are the hardest enemy to fight on all of the planets, all of the fronts we've ever had to deal with. The Illuminate are pretty hard, but once you get a squad together, it's not that hard anymore. I mean, it's just mainly zombies. That's it. The automaton, this is a fully fledged army, so is exactly why these guys are so difficult. I mean, yeah, no, crazy. But for these guys, I recommend bringing a 500 kg airstrike. I didn't equip it in this mission, but I'm too lazy to go back and redo it because I don't want to do that and waste another 30 minutes. The recoilless rifle and rocket sentry. Those four. The 500 kg and airstrike are pretty self-explanatory, but what shines in automaton missions is the recoilless rifle. Why? Because it can take down factory striders with one shot. I've done it before. Gunships, dropships, tanks, Hulks. Literally every single automaton unit can be one-shotted with this thing if you aim in the right spot. The recoilless rifle is a godsend in this game, especially against the automatons. So this is why you should bring it on all your automaton missions, because it is the best thing. And it even destroys factories. Amazing, man. Like, that's all I can say about this thing. The recoilless rifle is literally the best support weapon you can choose against the automatons. The rocket sentry is, like I said earlier, one of the best sentries the game has to offer. It kills Hulks, gunships, if, you know, it actually hits them. Pretty sure I've seen it take down a factory strider, and I've seen it take down dropships, but it's not very frequent. Dropships are heavily armored. They're not the easiest to take down, obviously, so yeah. But the rocket sentry, I bring it all the time when I'm fighting the automatons. Without it, it's kind of difficult to even manage, to be honest. But I mean, that's low-key kind of a skill issue on my end, so yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you can operate without it, but I recommend it. Either that or the mortar sentry, but the mortar sentry, like I said, it's really a team killing thing, which is why I don't bring it anymore. But other than that, the mortar sentry is also pretty good. But you could bring the EMS mortar strike, which is the one that slows enemies down, which is a really good one because it doesn't hurt you or team. It could affect you, but it won't kill you, unlike the normal mortar, which does not discriminate, should I say. Now, this wouldn't be a proper loadout video if I didn't talk about the actual weapons. I recommend using a medium armor penetrating rifle or shotgun, or maybe even the Constitution. The Constitutional rifle, whatever you call it. I forgot what its name is. The one with the fixed bayonet on it. Anything with medium armor penetrating. The P4 Senator, Magnum, the Verdict pistol, the grenade pistol, all of those would be really good against the automatons, because there's a lot of armor. You're gonna have to aim in very specific points. Aiming really does matter against these guys. It's not like the Illuminate and the bugs where you just kind of hip fire all over the place because you don't know what's happening because you're swarmed. These guys fight with tactics, so you gotta fight with tactics back. You know, headshots, weak points, stuff like that. It's the whole. This is why the automatons are the hardest, because these guys operate on such different levels compared to all the other enemies this game has thrown at us so far. I want to take this time to recommend some armors because the passive bonuses that they provide. Armors that allow you to carry 2 or more things, such as grenades or stims. Really recommend it for the automatons because these guys will eat through everything you got. And if you have the newest War Bond, the Urban Legends, I really do recommend that armor set as well, because you get 25 reload speed, and you get to carry more ammo. Big win. I love that passive bonus. Really, really nice, and it really does make all the more difference when you're out of ammo and you actually have 2 extra mags, and you can reload faster, so I really do recommend it. In fact, it's a really good bonus overall for all enemy factions, so yes. But I do recommend having the extra 2 grenades at least, because these guys, the amount of times I've ran out of grenades trying to throw things at the Illuminates, because I'm more worried about not getting swarmed and running out of ammo. I tend to use the ammo one, the Siege Ready passive bonus for the Illuminate. I tend to do more grenades for automatons, and I don't know, something random for the Terminids. But yeah, I usually carry more grenades for these guys, and some of the armors I'll be showing on screen are the ones that I would recommend using at least. So yeah, generally these guys are the hardest, yes, and you do need skill to fight these guys. These are not easy at all, especially in the later levels, 6 and up. These guys get absolutely wild with barrage tanks, factory striders, literally every enemy. They just kind of say, here you go. So yeah, no, later on in the later levels of bot Helldivers and stuff like that, these guys just get absolutely crazy. So I do recommend choosing some of these options. And I know I didn't say this, but I do recommend orbital lasers and the 380, because once you get to automaton fortresses and the super Helldivers, that 380 is gonna be a lifesaver, along with the anti-tank emplacement. Those 3 are recommendations as well. Just gonna slide them in here at the end of the automaton part. So yeah, let's move on to the bug front. Not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm cooked. As if you guys couldn't tell, I suck absolute ass against the bugs. The bugs are a ravenous bunch, I'm not gonna lie. As you guys can clearly see how bad I am about fighting them. I'm not a bug fighter, I'm more of an automaton guy, so I'm not really used to fighting the bugs. I mean, I have like 30,000 bug kills compared to 70,000 automaton kills, so do with that information what you will. I'm not a big bug fan. I don't really like fighting them, to be honest. But you're gonna want to bring incendiary weaponry and lots of explosives. There are a lot of heavily armored targets: impalers, bile titans, chargers, behemoths, Missing any? No, I think that's pretty much it. But I would recommend a medium armor penetrating weapon or the SC-225, i.e. Breaker Incendiary. Best shotgun against the bugs by far. The Halt is a pretty good one, which you get from Truth of Forces Warbond, because you can stun chargers and stick thermite grenades to them. And I would recommend the grenade pistol for this, so you can close up bug holes. And for the type of grenade I would go with, me personally, I would go with thermite grenades, but impact grenades are a really good one to seal up bug holes quickly, so you can move around faster, so you don't have to stay in one area for too long, because the hunters in this game are absolutely crazy. Man. Lastly, for your stratagem list, I'm going to hit you with some really simple stuff, I'm not going to lie. Patriot Exosuit, really good against the bugs. And the Illuminate, but mainly the bugs. I'm going to be honest here. Patriot Exosuit, really good against them. Same with the Emancipator, really recommend it if you haven't already tried it. Oh my god, it is so fun. Because the bugs don't shoot back, so I mean, you can easily wipe out like 100 if you're lucky. I've done it before. Really recommend the exosuits for bugs. Airstrikes, cluster bomb, the laser. I would say the orbital napalm barrage and the eagle napalm strike. Pretty good. And all sentry types, to be honest. Anything that keeps them at bay. The main thing you want to do when fighting the bugs is don't let them get too close. If you don't let them get too close, you'll be perfect. That's all you got to do. Just keep them away from you. This is why I normally bring ranged weapons. I don't really bring shotguns. I'm not a big shotgun person, but the Breaker Incendiary is really good in the bug front. So I decided to choose it, obviously. But other than that, normal ARs, light armor penetrating weapons are actually pretty fine for the bugs. There's not a lot of heavy armor bugs in the game as of right now. That could change. Let's see a Hive Lord come in, and then game's changing a lot actually. But yeah, no, light armor weapons like the AR-61 Tenderizer, really good for the bugs. I would recommend it. Yeah, I mean, the bugs are a very versatile group. I do recommend airstrikes, like I said before, because the 500 kg, I won't lie, it's not good against the bugs. Every time I've used it, it just does not work against them. It just kills the small ones and then leaves the main targets up and alive. Then I have to find out how to deal with them because they didn't die. I do want to say this, though. The orbital rail cannon shot is a good way to deal with most heavy armor targets. But it takes so long to recharge that it just kind of makes it not worth it. You know what I mean? But the orbital rail cannon is really good. But considering how many bugs you'll be facing off against, I think it's more of a bot weapon than it actually is a bug weapon, in my opinion. So yeah. Can you not, man? Before the making of this video, I had no clue that the HMG was actually really good against the bugs. I only tried it. I mean, I tried it before, but it was never really that good. I think it was before the Escalation of Freedom update, which is what brought all the good weapon upgrades back. But yeah, no, the HMG is actually really amazing against the bugs. I wouldn't say it's like the weapon you want to bring. I would recommend bringing something like the Air Burst or the Railgun, actually. But the HMG is a solid competitor against the bugs. It tears through almost all of them, and it is so fun holding down a point like in this clip where I just sit down, hold the point, mow straight through them. Love the HMG for that very factor. I don't know. The bugs are pretty simple, guys. There's a lot of ways you can fight the bugs. I don't really have to be the one to tell you guys that. It's mainly the automatons and the Illuminate that you guys need to worry about. The bugs, they're just here. You can do anything you want with them. I'm just like, The bugs are literally the easiest faction to fight. There's no easy way to say it. I mean, there is an easy way to say it. I'm saying it right now. What am I saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, no, the bugs are literally the easiest faction. So go out there, experiment with what you want, because these guys are literally the easiest to fight. But yeah, no,